chronology video / updates for today, Tuesday, 7 March 2023, as of filming this in the city of Shoreline, King County, Washington State, United States of America, planet Earth. 3. First, I wrote and published on the Wikipedia, on English Wikipedia, as part of my pandemic pit crew writing and publishing, focusing on page curation. So I'm on day 2 of my multi-day project of working on the article for the American swimmer Claire Curzon. And so this morning I added some information to like the main article prose, and then added a long course meters personal best times table. And depending on how the rest of the day goes, I also have the short course meters and the short course yards tables on my to-do list for today. And then tomorrow is making sure, I think there's one world junior record not accounted for, which is kind of messy in documentation. So I'm going with, okay, if somebody doesn't swoop in and take it, it's like, find the most recent world junior record of it and then put it in the main article prose somewhere, just so there's like documentation for at least one thing. Or if it's already on the article but doesn't say it's a world junior record, then include that. So like that kind of thing. And then updating the introduction. So if things get done like that, then it'd take me 3 days to do this project. So there's yesterday, today's day 2. Tomorrow's day 3, so it's looking like it might be a 3-day project. Multi meaning 2 or more, so day project. It might take a little longer because of the 3rd update I have for today, but that's my pandemic pit crew writing and publishing update. The 2nd update is I had my teeth cleaned this morning and masks were required. They didn't do temperature checks, so there's some lessened like COVID-19 security there. They had a COVID-19 inspired or dedicated gallery kind of with some of the story of the COVID-19 pandemic. It went well. I need to floss more, and I got in certain areas, and so, or more diligently maybe. And I got my next general checkup / general exam scheduled for Monday, May 15 May 2023. So there we go. How it's some people are, so I posted a shorts video of the gallery on the dental floor and of ICHS, which is where I went for my teeth cleaning. It's my primary care provider for like medical and dental, so like, yeah, per my Medicaid health insurance. And so I think there's a lot of Asians in the pictures, like maybe all Asians, and it is a very diverse international community in health services. So not everybody there who works there or goes there has English as their, first language. My dentist and dental hygienist and their assistants, I have been African, Asian, and Latina. I have not had someone like of European descent kind of thing. And the Asians in this gallery may be reflective of the demographics or the main demographic that they serve. I'm not that demographic. And so like the majority demographic, even though the majority of a country might be one thing, that does not mean at a certain healthcare place that is the majority there, if that makes any sense. And so this is actually semi-related to my pandemic pit crew writing and publishing on Wikipedia. So kind of a Wikipedia specific is when I've gone in, sometimes I'll get asked like, are you a runner or are you a soccer player? And like, I'm a runner. I used to be a soccer player. But so sometimes they'll ask about that, and I've gotten kind of comments on like, looking pro or some like kind of thing, and or being pro or getting faster and that kind of stuff. And people were kind of ask about it. And so how to put it this way, sometimes these interactions I have, like I took pictures of Tori Haskins, Zaire fan, and published them, and the competition was held like in King County, same as my medical and dental provider, ICHS, and they're tuned in to sports, and so sometimes the demographic that's by letting them know, or like letting they kind of ask about me, I can kind of let's say like take Tori Husk for example. Like Tori Husk is well loved in this part of the world, my little sliver of reality, and so kind of taking into account, well, if they're commenting on me looking like a runner or looking pro, maybe when I take pictures of people at competitions, incorporating that, highlighting their physique and that they're lean, right? But they're also Asian, right? Like not like the picture highlights their Asian, but like their fan base they have a very strong, like Tori Haskins Zaire fan have a strong fan base that's Asian, and they comment on my lean physique. So like maybe if I can showcase that their lean physique and the pictures I take of them and that I've uploaded to Wikipedia, it appeals to their fan base, right? So I would say there's actually, interestingly enough, per my dentist appointments, it has directly impacted some of the writing I have and have not done on Wikipedia and the pictures I have taken to appeal to the fan base, and maybe also be like, if I live in an area where there's a very strong Tori Husk fan base, maybe I don't want to become the local legend that only writes about Tori Husk on Wikipedia. And that might have come into play a little bit in 2022 when I kind of stepped away from writing on her articles. Like maybe I'll write about other people, start branching out internationally, and then like maybe the local legend or the local like famous person who writes about Tori Husk is fine, but I don't know how that would propagate globally, right? Especially it's the international community health services, and there's a not like everybody was born here, maybe myself included, like right? So there's the possible for global propagation, so like maybe not writing so much about Tori Husk, kind of thing, but maybe the picture I take of her does appeal to her fan base. So Tori Husk, if you're watching this, you are well loved, just so you know, if you don't know that already. Okay. So that's my second update. Is I had a successful teeth cleaning, but interestingly, my interactions for my dentist appointments have impacted how and what I choose to write about and publish about and photograph, and how I choose to write and how I choose to photograph, and that kind of, and how I choose to step away or when to step away, kind of thing. So there's that. And then the third update, my cousin John Dale arrives today, and he's staying 1 or 2 days, and my sister and brother-in-law are coming over for dinner with him tonight. And I'm just like thinking back to earlier in the pandemic, and for me this is pandemic related, because I'm like, there was a point during this pandemic where things were so bad that going out and like attending a competition, right, a sporting competition on Friday, because I went out on Friday, so that's like what, 5 days ago. Then I went out to brunch or lunch on Sunday, so 2 days ago. And then I went to the dentist today and having dinner with like family. And it's like, at one point, or more than one point in this pandemic, that would have been considered reckless. Like, oh my gosh, I'm such a daredevil, especially as someone without a vaccine. Like, so it's just kind of a fun kind of like retrospection on like where we are and like where things have been socially during this pandemic, and being like, wow, this would have been considered just like outright reckless 2 years ago, or 3 years ago. No, not quite 3 years ago, but like two and a half years ago. So it's kind of an interesting retrospection kind of thing. So those are my updates for today. Happy day or night, happy viewing.